Introduction by Jeff Morris. The title of this book might seem mysterious if you haven't come across the word Tao. In Chinese, Tao means the way or the path. Unlike a set of rules or instructions, the Tao isn't something you follow step by step. It's a way of moving through life where mind, body, and spirit don't pull in different directions but work together as one. Rather than forcing an outcome, you play in a state of flow, where less effort leads to more success. That fundamental idea, finding a way that works with, not against, your environment, lies at the heart of this book and at the essence of pickleball itself. In sports, especially martial arts, the Tao appears as effortless fluidity, a theme woven throughout this book. Instead of muscling your way through every point, you adjust, adapt, and work with what's right in front of you. This way of meeting the moment, finding alignment rather than forcing control, shapes not just your game, but how you move through life. When I first stepped onto a pickleball court, I wondered if 3 decades of martial arts training might give me a quiet edge, or if I'd be starting from scratch. Pickleball was new to me, yet as I felt the rhythm of dinks and the quick, intense net exchanges, it also felt familiar. At some point, it struck me that the lessons I'd learned through years of karate and tai chi, how to balance mind, body, and spirit, might somehow translate to pickleball. Take karate, for example. Kata, a set sequence of offensive and defensive movements, isn't just practice. It's the heart of the discipline. You train by simulating attacks from all sides, striking, blocking, and countering with every measured move. Each technique guides you through shifting opposites, hard and soft, fast and slow, attack and retreat. You deal with those same contrasts whenever you step onto a pickleball court. The controlled dink game at the net can quickly shift into rapid volleys that require fast reflexes and sharp accuracy. Both karate and pickleball require precision, timing, and control, qualities honed through repetition until the movements become second nature. It was this similarity that drew me to write this book. The more I played, the more I felt it. I wondered if the key to mastering this game wasn't just technique or strategy, but something deeper, just beneath the surface. That's what we're about to explore together, and how to bring it into our game. The answer to that question begins in the early 1970s. Bruce Lee was more than a martial artist or actor. He was a role model for our generation. His movies felt electric, and most of us walked out of the theater wanting to move just like him. That's what drew so many of us into our first martial arts class. Inspired, I signed up for classes in tiger-style Chinese kung fu. The rush of those first lessons faded quickly, replaced by the reality of hard work, running the same drills over and over until the movements became second nature. It didn't take long to realize mastery wasn't something you picked up overnight. When I practiced karate as an adult, I turned to Bruce Lee again. I didn't just watch his films repeatedly, I studied his theory. Tao of Pickleball became more than just a book for me. It opened a door to the mechanics behind his power. Lee wasn't simply a fighter. He understood movement principles, how speed and power are generated and used to win the match. Over time, Lee's ideas shaped how I trained in martial arts and how I approached other sports, including pickleball. Effortless quickness, well-timed decisions, and wise use of energy. These ideas weave through this book, offering a deeper look at movement, whether in combat or on the court. Working on this book with Scott Golden has taken that exploration even further. Scott brings the perspective of a top-level professional pickleball player, and you'll find his best tips at the end of each chapter. Scott made his mark in pickleball during the sport's early rise in competitive play and has faced some of the world's best, including Ben Johns and Deckel Barr. As the head pro at one of the most respected instructional academies in pickleball, Scott has refined the techniques and strategies that set top players apart. As a pro analyst and commentator, he offers a rare glimpse into the hidden strategies and subtle, effective decisions that shape pickleball at the highest level. Scott's observations at the pinnacle of pickleball competition reflect a principle I first learned in martial arts. True mastery isn't about chasing complexity, but refining the fundamentals. As a novice white belt in Uechi-ryu karate, I spent a whole year focused solely on the basics, a parallel to the importance of fundamentals in pickleball. But refining the foundation is only the beginning. The deeper truth in both martial arts and pickleball is that growth demands perseverance, a steady, patient commitment to the long game. I'll never forget my first karate class at 32, out of shape, uncertain, and completely unaware that this style focused so much on hard body conditioning. The sensei scanned the room, then pointed at me and paired me with a grizzled military veteran whose tattooed forearms felt like iron rods. "You've got to be kidding," I thought. The first drill was simple, rubbing our forearms together to boost circulation and toughen our arms. When we finished, my arms were red and swollen, enough to cast doubt on my decision to do this. But I kept showing up, class after class, drill after drill. I soon found myself thrown into full contact sparring with no idea what to do. I'd leave class plastered with bumps and bruises, wondering if I belonged. But over time, something shifted. I found a quiet confidence, learning what it means to push through pain and keep going, even when every part of you wants to quit. Maybe that's the real lesson. You discover what you're capable of as long as you don't give up. When you're starting, the game of pickleball can feel chaotic and frustrating, hitting the net, sending balls wide, or missing easy putaways. Yet the key is to stick with the path, the process, the quiet discipline of showing up, paddle in hand, ready to do the same thing over and over until one day, without quite realizing it, your paddle is just there. Your feet shift instinctively, and you begin to play in a way that feels effortless. That's the path. This book reflects the lessons and realizations I've gathered along the way. Many newcomers to martial arts don't last beyond a few months. Once the initial thrill fades, they realize true mastery demands years of dedication and a willingness to be a lifelong student, from white belt to black belt. Pickleball is easy to start, but I've had to be patient with getting better. Early on, I believed I'd hit a 4.0 or 5.0 duper rating much quicker, taking some lessons, watching online tips, and playing most days. I'm still not quite there. But excellence, just like in karate, comes from something more profound. Drilling, failing, learning from your mistakes, and constantly pushing both your mind and body past their limits. In this book, I've reimagined the journey of skill development in pickleball through the lens of martial arts philosophy. Inspired by the belt system and stages of growth in the dojo, the martial arts training hall, I've divided this book into 3 sections that guide you step by step from foundational skills to intermediate mastery. In addition, with this audiobook, you'll find an accompanying PDF with the printed book's endnotes, like footnotes but gathered in one place, each pointing you to videos, blogs, and research that expand your understanding of the key material. Section 1. Foundations for Beginners and Advanced Beginners, Duper 2.0 to 2.99. This is where your journey begins. It may seem simple, but don't be fooled. Mastering balance, breath, and readiness is the core of everything that follows. Like your first kata in martial arts, this early stage builds your foundation, steady and strong, on which your future game will stand. You'll learn to move with stability, breathe with intention, and return to the center even when the pace quickens. This stage is about building a solid base, physically and mentally, setting you up for every challenge ahead. Even if you're already an experienced player, you'll find fresh ideas here, subtle adjustments and overlooked details that can unlock your next breakthrough. The deeper you go into the fundamentals, the more your game opens up. Every master, in the dojo or on the court, returns to basics, again and again, with new insight each time. Section 2. Sharpening Strategy for Intermediate Players. Duper 3.0 to 3.99. Now the game gets smarter. You'll dive into the warrior's mind, mastering emotional control and drilling that builds real toughness. Discover how to generate power like a whip, move precisely through weight transfer, and maintain perfect distance. Because you can't rush to 5.0. Learn to read your opponents with sharper vision. Control the kitchen line like a pro, and blend hard and soft tactics in a dance of deception. This is where patience becomes unpredictable, and every move becomes a subtle study, from fast hands to feints and non-telegraphic movement. Your vision will sharpen. You'll learn to see without looking and wield the power of angles to dominate the court. Section 3. Mastering Mind and Movement. Ready to dive deeper? This is where ancient martial arts wisdom meets modern pickleball mastery. You'll explore speed through mindfulness, enter a state of flow where everything happens naturally, and learn the art of zanshin, the balance of alertness and calm. These chapters are built on hard-won lessons and fundamental tools you can use point by point, moment by moment, to elevate your game and transform your experience on the court. This isn't a technique manual. It's an invitation to build a deeper relationship with your game, one that goes beyond strokes and drills. You'll discover timeless principles passed down from ancient dojos to modern courts. At their core is a simple truth. Mastering your body means training your mind. Uechi-ryu karate, born from the Shaolin tradition, teaches that mastery is half physical and half mental. Focusing and calming your mind matters as much as perfecting your serve or dink. True mastery begins when body and mind move as one. This unity goes beyond simple mechanics. Ancient traditions didn't just study movement, they sought its essence. They looked to the tiger for strength, the crane for precision, and the snake for fluidity. Not to copy, but to feel what moves beneath. Animals don't think their way through motion. They move without doubt or hesitation. This is the deeper practice we're invited into, to play in flow, effortless, accurate, alive. For beginners and younger players, mental training can significantly impact their game before habits harden, as the mind shapes how they move, see, and respond. For older players, slower reaction times are real, and mental training becomes a quiet equalizer, especially when facing younger opponents. This balance of mind and body reflects a deeper way of being, the Tao. Not force or haste, but patience, discipline, and the art of letting go, moving with the current instead of against it. Though this book centers on pickleball, what you learn here carries over into the rest of your life. Embrace this journey, and you may leave each game sharper yet quieter within, more grounded, more at peace, and ready to flow with whatever comes next.